Wiggins be on the roster? Obviously, we can't really answer that. I will say this. I wrote about Wiggins last week. So I've been saying, hey, get rid of him for a while now. Understanding that it would be difficult to do so, but I felt like they needed to find a way. I looked up Harden's numbers, first 3 to 5 years of his career. And he certainly was a better three-point shooter than Wiggins. He didn't have as much asked of him. They weren't not an apples to apples consideration. But the one thing you can glean by comparing the numbers is there was a time when Harden didn't look like he was going to be all world. He looked like a really nice young talent, but you didn't know he was going to be this good. And I do wonder if Rosas, being an analytical guy and someone who probably wants to salvage Wiggins, might look at him more like a young James Harden rather than somebody who just needs to be shoved out the door.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. You look at Harden, DeMar DeRozan, Klay Thompson was a little bit of not a late bloomer, but it's taken a little bit longer for him to reach peak performance. There's a bunch of guys in the league go that way, and especially, there's two things that you have to factor in. One is the sort of instability in the organization since Wiggins arrived. He comes here with Flip and has him for a year, and then he passes away. Then he has Sam Mitchell and Milt Newton. Then he has Tibbs. Now he has Ryan and Gerson Rosas, and that's just a lot of change for him to endure. I don't think there's been any chance for him to develop any sort of trust level with anybody in the organization to grant them sort of the benefit of the doubt that they need to say, hey, Andrew, we need you to work on this, and then you will get better. And so I think that there's that part of it, and the other part of it, which is the player development part, which was so poor in this last regime. One of the things that when you look at the Rockets and you look at player development, you certainly look at Clint Capella and you look at Daniel House and you look at several of the younger guys, but also you need to factor James Harden into that. He came to the Rockets as a sixth man, as someone that certainly everyone saw upside, but didn't see megawatt the way it's gone. And so the Rockets, had something to do with that. And Gerson Rosas had a very big role in the player development aspect of their organization. And so I could see him saying, look, if we just get our hands on him, if we engage with him, if we try some of the things that I think we can do, there is a chance that we can get something out of him that hasn't been able to be brought out in these 5 years. Now, I would also understand many people saying, look, he's had plenty of chances and it's time to move on. But there is, he did have a point when he said, if I go out on the market, I'm not going to find someone with more upside than Andrew Wiggins.
It's true.
And so, you might just say that because you're not going to say, I'm going to trade the guy right now and diminish his value even more. But I think that the player development side of Gerson Rosas probably is intrigued about what can I do with this guy that other people have not been able to do. And there's going to be some ego involved in that. And it's a very real possibility that they do run through it this summer if they can't get a decent return for him. They're not just going to give him away for nothing.
Good stuff from Jon. Thanks to TSR Injury Law, SodaStick.com, and BiteSquad.com. Appreciate our listeners. We'll talk to you next week.